Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, everybody, to Schadenfreude Radio. I am your host, Eric Holzman, here every Tuesday night from 9:30 to 11 p.m. on www.strongisland.tv. As always, if you want to hit me up, call me 516-945-9099. This week, I am joined by my friend of God knows, 20-something years, right?
Yeah, about 20s,
Yeah.
20-something.
Yeah, we don't like to say that.
We're not that old.
We're still young. That's why. Yeah, it's my friend Karen Leonard. Like I said, we've been friends for over 20 years. And she is an excellent baker. And I wanted to get her on the show so she could discuss that. But first, I want to know what's up. How you been?
Doing okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. Enjoying some time off from work.
Yes, which
Going
we
to
can
the
talk
beach.
about if you don't want to. If you don't, that's fine. We can
Whatever.
gloss over that whole.
I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it.
All right, so then we'll be quiet. We won't say anything. So how's your summer been outside of that?
Outside of that, not too bad.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know you got more beach time now.
Oh, yeah. Lots of beach times. Started off my little vacation yesterday.
Yes.
It was a nice day at the beach.
Yeah, you could tell you got a little color.
It's good.
You got a
It'll
little
be
color.
better by the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
Spending more time with your niece.
Yes.
Of course, that is your
Always.
best friend.
She
Shout out to Anya. I know she's not watching, but shout out to
I'm
Anya.
going to make her watch it on Thursday.
And shout out to Eddie and the rest of your family. Hopefully everyone's watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my last week I wasn't here, as you know.
Yes.
Last week I had a little family issue going on with one of my sisters. She's doing better, thank you. But a lot has happened since I've been on. A whole bunch of bad stuff. I don't want to talk about bad stuff yet. I want to talk about my weekend. I had a pretty good one. Spent with family, pretty much. My sister Allison at her house. She lives, really close, like a half a mile away. Her husband, who's retired, also needs stuff to do now, so he built a tiki bar in their
He's gonna
backyard.
Help me make cookies. Oh.
Yes, the tiki bar in the backyard. So after here, after party, we can head over there. They have a pool. She'd kill me, but they have a pool, and so yeah, so we could go over there and chill. It'd be a lot of fun.
They're not gonna like me over there.
No, they'd love you.
After I really bleached their pool.
So it's it was fun. It started raining though, so it was a little it was Saturday and started raining a little bit. So I think it was Saturday. Might have been Sunday, I don't remember. But yeah. So that was that. And since then it's just been working, doing the work thing.
That's a good thing.
And trying not to get too depressed with everything that's going on in the news. Between all the police shootings and shooting of police on these men, terror attacks in France. There's a lot of sad stuff.
Has
A lot
not
of
been a
stuff.
good couple of weeks.
No, it has not. It certainly has not. But I'm gonna put that to the side for now. I want to talk about your baking. And
Baking.
how long have you been baking?
Oh my God, I've been baking forever. My mom always baked for us.
Right.
She made all of our birthday cakes for me and my brother.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I just inherited the craftiness from her.
There you go.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite thing to make?
Oh God. I don't even know. I like it all. Doesn't matter.
Yeah?
No.
Now, I know you seem to be partial to cookies.
They're just easier to make
Right, that's true. That's a good point.
when you're short on time.
That is
Yeah.
very true. That's true.
Yeah.
If you guys don't know, I haven't said this yet, but Karen made some Linzer tarts. So if you see me stuffing my face during the show, that's why.
Oh, that's up to you guys.
If you guys want to come over and
Yeah.
grab one, the Linzer tarts.
Raspberry. I have raspberry.
I'm
which is
inviting Red
traditional.
Rose and DJ Face Off from the Elijah Rose Show. I
then
think
I have
still that's the
chocolate
name at the time. I'm inviting both of them over to sample some of Karen's cookies. That sounds dirty,
I'm
but
happy.
that's not what I meant.
Listen, I understand.
Chocolate
Yeah, that was the
cake.
chocolate one.
Yes.
Yes.
Thanks.
Yes. So Karen's also she's trying to get a little business thing going here with her baking.
My baking. Yeah.
Yes. So what would you like to do with it?
What would I like to do? Well, for now, as a side job,
Right.
um, eventually I'd like to do more with it.
Right.
Maybe open up a spot or something.
Right.
But, you know,
So-
baby steps first.
Yes. So it's cake, it's cookies, it's anything else?
Chocolate.
Chocolate.
I make lots of chocolate.
That's true.
What else do I make? Cupcakes, of course.
Yes.
Always cupcakes.
I've seen some of your creations already, and she's very talented. I have to say, she
you.
takes a lot of time. I don't have the patience to do that stuff, but she definitely does. I'm more of a cook, as you know. When it comes to cooking, I'll spend time and do all that with cooking, but not with baking. It's a little.
Therapy for me.
It definitely is.
It is.
It definitely
the only
is.
thing I have patience for.
That's true. Knowing you for as long as I have,
Yes.
that's very true.
Yeah.
That is a very true statement. Yeah, the Linzer tarts. One of them is made with raspberry.
Yeah.
Raspberry jam,
It's a
right?
traditional-
Which is the
yeah.
traditional one, right? I told you, my father loved these things. My father could eat this whole plate. My dad didn't eat a lot at all, but these he would go to town on. So yeah,
Yes. As would my mom.
yes.
So I had to sneak some over there earlier.
Is your mom watching?
I don't know. She's supposed to be watching.
I hope she's
My
watching.
brother set her up.
Hey, mom, if you're watching, how are you?
Yes, I stole the chocolate one.
It's all right.
It's all good.
There's only a few of us in here, so LA's gonna
Yeah,
come
no.
back, I'm sure, and eat some as well. Yeah. So what's the name of your company?
My company is Karen's Creative Confections,
Yes.
and I'm on Facebook
Right.
under Karen's Creative Confections.
Correct.
I don't have a website yet.
Right.
But that may be in the works.
Yes, that might be in the works.
Yeah.
I know a few people who might be able to hook you up.
Yes.
So definitely gonna go look into that.
Yeah.
Which reminds me, I gotta get him to make a website for me too, my friend. You guys, yeah, okay. We can throw him a lot of work because he loves doing this stuff. So, all right.
Is it chocolate? No. Well,
You mean does she
The
take the
actual
cocoa
chocolate?
and spin
No.
it? No.
that I've never done.
Yeah, no. Someone, DJ Faceoff was asking if the chocolate was made fresh. I don't know exactly what that means.
From like the cocoa bean.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I've never done that. That I haven't done.
That might be something to
I
try.
know. I may have to look into that.
Right.
I don't know.
And you were talking about cakes before, and a friend of mine's getting married, and he had asked Karen to make the cake.
Yes.
But what's the what's the what's the word I'm looking for? The reluctance to do that.
I don't have as much. I haven't done fondant a whole lot, so I'm
Right.
still working on that.
Right. Well, if you guys don't know what fondant is, it's
It's essentially sugar
right,
and water,
right,
flour maybe.
right.
But all those beautiful wedding cakes you guys see out there and all kinds of cakes, that's all the nice, neat icing on it, all fondant.
Yeah. So you guys know all those
Yeah.
cakes you see that look all pretty and have all these crazy
Beautiful,
designs and like flowers sprouting out from the middle of them. That's all fondant.
Yes.
Yeah. Fondant.
And it's-
Fondant tastes pretty good.
That's funny because I hate the way it tastes.
Well, too much of it. Well, too much of anything.
I
If it's
guess
too
you
sweet.
you can flavor it. It kind of just doesn't have a wonderful, like it doesn't have much in it, so it
Right.
doesn't taste all that good.
Right.
I don't think.
So have you ever made anything, say, for like people with diabetes or?
I haven't, but
haven't?
it is something I'm looking into.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Because, I want to let everybody know you're going to
Oh, absolutely.
service everybody if you
Yes.
can.
Yeah. If anybody has any questions, they want to try something, let me know. I'm willing to try whatever.
Do you want to give out your email address or no?
I can.
All right.
It's Karen's Confections, and it's just in case you don't have the link to Eric's Facebook page.
Yeah.
My name is spelled Carin, so it's that with an S and confections at gmail.com.
All right.
So drop me a line. You want to talk?
Definitely. Everyone who's out there, you should definitely, hit her up,
Yeah.
see what she can do for you.
I'll try whatever.
Yeah, because she's baking for years, and I've tried so much of it, and I can honestly say there's nothing that she's made that I haven't liked.
It's because I hide those things.
So, and that's true. You haven't used me as a guinea pig for things yet.
No, I haven't. Actually, I haven't used many people, just my family.
See?
Sorry, Mom, Dad, Eddie.
Yes, Mom, Dad, and Eddie. They're good taste testers.
They are. They
That's
definitely
true.
are.
How about Anya? Has she been a guinea pig?
No, but she'll try anything,
That's
especially
true.
sweets.
That's true.
You know,
And most kids
5
definitely
years
will try.
old almost. So
Wow, can't believe that.
yeah.
5 years old. Wow, we're getting old.
Yeah, wait. No, we're not.
We don't need
Stop
to talk about
saying
we don't need to talk about my birthday coming up because that's just pathetic and sad.
It's a big one.
So it's not. It's just another day. Just another day.
Sure.
So yeah, so again, if you guys want to hit up Karen for her baking skills, or you just want to talk to her,
Yeah. You want to be friends with
say
me?
hello. If anyone's watching who knows us and you want to call in, I know there might be some people watching. You should give us a call, 516-945-9099. You know who I'm talking to. There's a couple people who've been asking all day about when the show's on.
Wonderful.
They should really call though.
Are they friends of ours or are they enemies of ours?
I don't know. Last time I spoke to them, we were friends. I'm
Okay.
assuming.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm not going to say their names. I don't want to embarrass them. Kristen and Shannon. But anyway,
Wow. Nice.
yeah, I put it out there. All right. So now that we've covered some good news, I hate to bring it back to the bad news, but that's what I do on this show. I try and bring everything into it, not just, I do love music and I will discuss that. I love sports, but I also love current events topics, politics, and the current events lately haven't been so good. First, I want to talk about the terror attack that happened in Nice, France. I believe it was Friday. A man named Mohamed Bouhel drove a truck on Bastille Day in Nice, France. He killed 84 people and 303 people were injured. It was a 19-ton cargo truck as the French people were celebrating Bastille Day, which is kind of like their 4th of July.
Yeah, that's their Independence Day.
Right. So, again, this first was being considered another Islamic terrorist type attack, but now they're saying that they're not really sure if that's what it was.
And they won't ever know.
Well, that's true. They won't ever know because they did kill the guy. I guess you really don't have any other recourse when some guy's driving
No,
into
absolutely. That was the right choice.
Yeah. But again, this is the third major terrorist attack in France since January 2016, where was the Charlie Hebdo attack, which was the first one, and then the Paris attacks in this past November. So yeah, terrorism. Keeping all the politics out of it. Even though Karen knows which way I mostly lean, and I know which way she mostly leans, but keeping all the politics out of it, it is a specific ideology that these people subscribe to. Again, they're not sure if this guy again was motivated from that.
Yes.
ISIS did, of course, go out there and say they claimed it because anything,
Yeah.
that's going to help their cause. So anything, but they're not really sure about that, but. It is an issue. It is definitely an issue. I like the way the diplomacy angle to go by. I'm not one. I tend to believe that if you continue to try and attack these people and bomb them and do that's only going to draw more people to their cause.
Yes.
So I'm from the point of view that let's try another way. Intelligence. I've always said that the fight against Islamic terrorism is an intelligence war. Yeah. You have to try and get in either by infiltrating the source or, maybe sending undercover ops in there, which I don't know if they've tried yet with radical.
We probably wouldn't know. We shouldn't know about it.
Right, we shouldn't know about it. But I don't know if they tried yet. But it's definitely. Oops, losing my screen. All right. Yeah, but it's definitely a major issue. It's been a major talking point in the elections, of course. It's been a major talking point for people against Barack Obama. I could sit there and break that down so many different ways. I'm not going to do that. Not going to waste the time. It's been down. It's been up and down. It's been done already. But yeah, I'm not, like I said, I believe in the intelligence is the way to get it. Some people do believe that that's not strong enough. It's a little too soft. We should either put boots on the ground or, how do you feel? What do you think?
Honestly, I think intelligence is probably the best way.
Right.
I mean, to just go in there and start, I don't want to say ripping up people's lives, but you don't know.
Right.
There are innocent people out there who are unfortunately associated with other people who may not be so innocent.
Right.
So you got to watch what you do.
Yeah. Yeah, the collateral damage could be worse if you just do. So I do think, and don't get me wrong, I'm not so much of all the way to the left where I say there's never a time for military action. Of course there is. There's always a time
Absolutely.
when you need to do that. I'm just not sure in a war like this that's the best way to go. I've discussed this with many people on Facebook, which is where I have most of my political debates, because in person I don't know why we don't discuss it as much.
No. think
And I
people-
would be fine for it
people
with
get
it.
angry and get feelings hurt, I think. And
Right. Well, that's always been my point of
Yeah.
view when I discuss things like this. I'm like, you know what? If we're adults, we should be able to talk about it without it becoming like I hate you.
I agree.
I'm taking my toys and going
Right.
home. Like,
Everybody's entitled to their opinion. So
yeah, and I respect everyone's opinion. We've had success both ways. You've had success with boots on the ground in military force, and you've had success with intelligence, getting in that way. So there's a reason for dialogue there. You can have that conversation. But I'm tired of just hearing this. It's a constant theme. I feel like every month or every 2 weeks now we have another terrorist attack or
Right.
there's something going on, and if you have a direct enemy, like if you have a country that you can attack, then that's one
it's a
thing,
different story. Yeah.
right? Because there are people in our country who all they need is access to a website
Yeah.
to get radicalized, and then they can do whatever they want.
Of course.
So,
How do you find them and fight them that way? They're
Yeah.
all over.
yep, they are, and that's always my argument is it's not just a country anymore. We have it's an ideology, and that can seep through, any segment of society. So yeah, of course, prayers and love to the people in France. This is terrible, terrible thing. We all are one people at the end of the day.
Yes.
So I'll give them my support, even though I hear French people don't like Americans, but that's not
That doesn't matter.
that
right
doesn't
now.
matter. No.
No.
So yeah, since I've been on, we've had a couple. There've been the police shootings. There's been a couple of them. One was in Dallas, which
Yes.
which I don't know if I discussed. I don't remember if it was before the last show or after. But and then recently, this past Sunday, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, there was another person motivated by the killings of two black men, Alton Sterling and Philander Castile. And his name was Gavin Long of Kansas City. He shot and killed 3 police officers and wounded 3 others in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, which was where Alton Sterling was shot by the 2 cops. Long was a former Marine. He was believed to be part of a separatist movement. But he says that he just wants to let everybody know that don't affiliate him with anything. His thoughts are his own, and he made his own decisions. And he's the one that has to listen to the judgment, which I'm kind of happy that he said that.
Yes.
Because you can of course, when someone says that doesn't mean it's true, but it's good to hear that this was something that he, it was kind of a self-radicalization
Right.
type deal.
Nobody else convinced him to go out there and do it.
Right. So, what have your feelings been on this? This is a controversial topic from both angles. If you can put it into words.
I don't even know if I can at this point. I think it's ridiculous on both ends.
Right.
You can't shoot first, ask questions later on either side, whether
Right.
you're a cop or you're a civilian.
Right.
I mean, that's just not the answer. That
Right.
proves nothing.
It's true. I mean, there are certain procedures, as you know. I mean, I have cops in my family.
As
All
do
3
I.
of them.
Yes.
Right. And I love them, and you love yours, and they're our family, and all I ever want to hear is that they got home safely every night. That's what every cop wants when they go to work. All they want to do is come home safe to their families.
Right.
That's and
First
that's really what
priority,
we
yes.
all want to do, but we don't all have that kind of job.
No.
So
Thankfully, we don't risk our lives every day.
right. So and that's why I always say it takes a certain temperament, a special kind of person to be a police officer, because it's a tough job, and it's oftentimes a thankless job.
Yes.
I do understand, and there's been a history of this in our country, of police violence towards minority communities. Mostly African American communities is what we hear. I mean, I'm sure other communities have also felt, but it seems to be that
Primarily.
right,
yes.
primarily, and because of the civil rights movement and because of everything we've seen, we tend to lean towards that.
Yes.
So I do understand the anger and frustration from their side as well.
Absolutely.
The thing I would always caution is we should really get all the facts first. I think it's not enough always to watch a video,
No.
or especially a amateur video on
Nope.
YouTube or on Facebook.
Somebody else on the scene took. Yeah.
Right.
You don't know what else went on before they started shooting
Right.
or.
Right. So, but my hope is that now, I mean, not that first that these things stop happening, that, we can somehow rise above this. But my hope is that we stop with all the the finger pointing.
Yeah.
And we do things in the community to come together as with police officers and the community themselves. I know I've posted a couple videos. I posted one before I came on tonight about I forget where it was. It was a meeting in, hold on. Let me find it again.
I watched
It
that
was
video
supposed to
too,
be
and I
a
can't
Black Lives
remember.
Matter
Rally.
protest
Yeah.
in, hold on a minute. Where was it? I mean, the good thing was that it was supposed to be a protest, and it was in Wichita, Kansas. And it was supposed to be a protest, and it turned out to be becoming a barbecue with police.
Which is awesome.
Right,
Yeah.
which is awesome. And this is people have always said, well, what can we, what can we do? What, there are things we can do. It's something like this. There's no problem. Anyone could do something like this and organize some kind of barbecue or picnic or some kind of thing where communities can come together, whether it's, any kind of public servant, police, firemen, whatever it is, come together and learn who their community that they're patrolling, and the community also learn about the cops who are patrolling their communities.
Right.
But this was one story that I found that I thought was excellent, and I try every time I see something like this, I try and spread it because like I said, I do understand both sides of the argument.
Oh, definitely.
And I'm closer to the police side because of my family, and obviously, I mean, I'm not black,
Right.
so I can't totally relate to that side of the argument, but I can relate to people. It's something I've always been good at. As you know, I have a very diverse group of friends.
Yep.
So I've always been able to relate to people, and that's really at the basis. That's what this comes down to. We all want the same things in
we're
life.
all people. We're all humans, and
Right. We all want the same thing. We all just want to try and live the best life we can, and for our families and everything. So we need to the violence against police, and hopefully the shootings up by police. When we get together, we learn, and these incidents stop, because
be
Yeah,
tolerant of other people.
we
You
need
don't
to
know what they're going through, and you don't know their background, and
Right. There is one thing I'm hearing, and I've heard it a couple places, and this is something I've heard. I've seen videos of it, and it really bothers me. There's certain protesters claiming, "What do we want?" And then they say, "Dead cops," and when do we want it now? Well, those kind of people get no support from me.
no.
I can't speak about it for everybody, but those kind of people get no support from me. The sentiment behind it, I get, anger and frustration get us all. They get me too. But my first thought is never, well, I'm going to get someone back. I'm not going to, revenge is never my first thought. And again, I can't relate to the black community, the minority community, and what they go through. I don't understand. I'm not, black. But I do know right from wrong.
Yes. And that one person doesn't necessarily, their opinion doesn't represent the whole group.
Face Off. Really? DJ Face Off just came by and said something. I'm not going to repeat it. But shout out to DJ Face Off. Yeah, so we're trying to.
In a way.
Yeah, so I try and use this platform that I have to talk about these topics and get stuff out there. So again, let's all just try and end this stuff. I'm tired of discussing. I'm tired of talking about it. I know everyone else is too. So, all right, moving right along. What was that?
No, never mind.
Someone's
Sorry.
calling?
No, but I don't. No, it's gone now.
Whoever that was who called, I think I know who it is actually. Call back. I think I know who it is. Yes. I'm sorry. I had the phone volume down because someone was calling before for the other show, so I apologize. I think I know who it is. Give a call back, please. So anyway, all right. Moving right along. Yesterday, right? Yeah, yesterday was day one of the Republican National Convention.
Yes, it was.
And yeah.
And I hear it was quite interesting.
I watched some of it. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I have to watch some of it if I want to discuss this stuff. I need to talk about it. So, Yeah, I watched some of it. And speaking purely from an outside, non-political standpoint, I'm not even talking about my feelings. Okay. Caller, you're live.
Hello?
Hello?
Is this the radio?
It is. Who is this?
This is Allison.
My sister?
Yes, your sister.
Why are you calling? What's up? How you doing?
Because I wanted to tell you they do have a thing for the police. The police in the community do have something. It's like they have one in Astoria. The cops hold something and the community comes and they have all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
You said you wanted to know. Well, they do have that.
See, so my sister calling us up and giving us, letting me know, because like I said, her husband was a police officer. He recently retired, so she does have a little inside information on these things. But that's great, Allison, and I think that's great. I think we need to do more of it. Can you turn the radio down in the back, because you're kind of giving me feedback over here. All right.
Huh?
I couldn't hear you because I get feedback from the radio from you.
Well, no, they have like a thing. I forget what it's called. It has a special name, like World Police Community Day or something. And
Okay.
they have something where the community comes and the cops like host the thing. And
Right.
I don't know how, I don't know if they did one this summer, but I know they did one last summer.
Right.
Stop it.
Have you ever gone?
No, but Margaret, my friend, has.
Okay.
They've had them by where she lives in Astoria over there. And I know that precinct over there, which is, I think, stop screaming. They had it there.
Okay. Who's that in the background?
Oh, Jake, he's screaming.
Hello, Jake.
One more thing I want to tell you.
Go ahead.
Tell Karen, does she make, like, pops and things?
What?
Does Karen make stuff for, like, parties and that?
What
yeah,
kind?
absolutely.
So you said you were trying to help her out. Well, I didn't hear anything about it.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Eric.
I'm sorry.
Kidding. Yes, Allison, I do all of that. Cookies, lollipops, whatever.
Well, I'm giving Bobby a retirement party, so I might be interested.
Okay, let me know.
So do you have, like, a catalog or a website or
I
something?
don't have that yet. I do have a Facebook page. But
Uh-huh.
Eric can give you my number. Call me and we'll talk.
Yeah.
Tell me what you're looking for.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just really want to let you know about the police thing. That's
Thank
why
you.
I called, because there is stuff like that. They do have that.
Thank you. And if maybe if there's time, I'll bring some cookies over after.
Ooh, yummy.
All right, Al.
What is she bringing them there for? Who's going to try them?
Me?
You're not getting it out to the public there. You want to close little room?
Well, no, we have
That-
we have people in here who are trying it. That's why. There's
But
people in
what
the
kind
studio.
of people are they? They're not important.
Wow.
They're not the ones who are going to buy something,
See,
are they?
guys?
It's not going to buy anything
See?
from her.
Might.
See, this is where I come from. This is my sister. This is the mentality where I come from.
You got to go by people who are going to buy stuff.
Okay,
Who's
Allison.
going to buy anything there? The people who are working, eating cookies? No.
Yes, maybe they have parties coming up too, and their families have parties coming up too.
What are there, 5 people there?
Well, yeah, kind of.
That's what I'm saying.
Hey, 5
Okay.
people know 5 more people. And no.
Okay, you know what? You're taking up too much of my time. And
Okay, well, I was just trying to give Karen some help. Feel the
Thank
love.
you.
we will. Thanks, Allison.
Okay.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Yeah, everyone, that's my sister. Yeah, like I was saying, her husband is a retired New York City Police Department police officer. He was in the K-9 unit. He recently retired. I mean, like last month retired. This was not even, I think it was early this month. So it's been like 2-3 weeks at the most. So yeah, shout out to Bobby, of course, and the entire NYPD for doing what they do. Nothing but love for all of them, at least for me. So the Republican National Convention. Now again, as I was saying, looking at it completely from an entertainment standpoint, I'm not even talking about the politics side of it.
Yes.
It seemed completely unorganized.
I honestly have to tell you, I didn't watch
You didn't
any
watch
of
it? Karen, let me tell you. I watched the day. Well, I shouldn't be saying this because I'm supposed to be working, but I watched the day session, a little bit of it anyway, when I was at work.
You were at lunch.
Yes.
Yeah.
And extremely disorganized. I know conventions are supposed to be loud and people get impassioned and stuff.
Rah,
and
rah,
right.
yeah.
But I felt like I forget who moderated it. I forget who the chairman was. I can't remember his name. But he I felt like he was looking and trying to speak over the crowd constantly.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then the whole thing that happened where the Never Trump people tried to get the referendum on so that they can have a complete roll call of all the delegates to speak. And then it was like, oh, yeah, it's going to happen. And then apparently, miraculously, 3 states backed out and they didn't allow them to do it.
Oh, see, I didn't know anything about that.
Yeah. So, so that was something I noticed just from, like I said, not even getting in the politics side of it, just watching from outside. It looked completely unorganized. Some of the people they had on, Antonio Sabato Jr.,
Weird, yeah.
Scott Baio.
People you haven't seen in years. And
Right.
I don't know.
I didn't even know Antonio Sabato Jr. still did anything.
I didn't either.
I had no idea.
I'm trying to think the last thing he was even in.
Right.
I don't even know.
And then Scott Baio, like I've seen him on Fox before. Like he's done interviews on Fox.
Oh, has
Fox
he?
News. Yeah, and I know he's obviously a Republican, and I've heard him speak before, but you couldn't get anyone else.
Maybe they thought that was good.
I know who I wanted to see there because she's just great.
Oh.
Stacey Dash.
Whoa. That would have been interesting.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to see her. Well, she's first of all because she still looks cute, and second of all, just she's always fun to listen
She's a little
to.
crazy.
Yeah. I mean, regardless of how she feels, some of the things she's even feeling that way are way over the top.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, wow.
She's ultra conservative.
Yes. There were some good things that happened in this. There was a couple of good things I saw in the convention last night. One was the lone survivor, Marcus Luttrell, the one with the movie Lone Survivor, when the group of soldiers were under attack. I forget where, and I'm terrible for saying that. They made a movie of it. Mark Wahlberg was in it.
Oh, yeah.
He spoke, and he gave a really impassioned speech.
Was that the Navy SEAL? Sorry.
Yes.
It was.
The
Okay.
ex-Navy SEAL, yes.
I saw it, yeah.
And he was talking about everything that's going on, but he kind of kept it in a nonpartisan level. Of course, he was at the Republican National Convention, but his whole message was, we need to unite. Of course, he was saying Trump's the guy to unite the party, unite the people. But the message overall itself, regardless of how I feel about Donald Trump, was a positive message. And originally he was supposed to go on script, and they had given him something, but he just went completely off and spoke. Wow. And he said, "I have to speak from the heart. I can't read a teleprompter." Though. Yeah, and nothing but respect for him. I'm obvious. This guy's been through so much.
Yeah, ex-Navy SEAL.
Yeah, and what he had to go through and what he saw.
Yes. Yeah.
But his speech was excellent. Definitely enjoyed that part of it. But the night ended with Donald Trump's wife, Melania Trump, and this has been a huge topic today. And for me, it's been comedy. Like I think it's funny. One way or another, it's just funny to me. But she spoke, and it was a speech a lot of us had heard before.
4 years ago, maybe?
Yeah. 8 years. I think it was. Yeah. Okay. It was the first Democratic National Convention when Michelle Obama spoke.
Yes.
And the first, I want to say, it was definitely enough of it to say that she was inspired by something else, by this speech.
I would say.
Yeah. Word for word stuff.
Yes.
Like I'm sure you've read.
I saw the two videos side by a lot of news outlets had them side by side.
Right. Not in the grand scheme of things, people are making too big a deal about it because she's not the candidate. So.
No, I know, but it's still a little odd.
Well, no, it's definitely odd. But she has a speechwriter. She said she
probably didn't even know what this. I mean, she didn't write the speech.
But no, she said that she did.
Oh, she said she did.
Yes, they interviewed her right after, and of course, Matt Lauer gets this interview. Matt Lauer gets everything. If I could be someone in news, I want to be Matt Lauer. He gets everything.
He beats everyone.
He does. And he got on the plane with them. They were on the plane.
Oh.
I don't know how he did that either. He got on the plane with Donald Trump, and they looked like a plane anyway.
Special clearance.
And he asked her flat out, and she said, "I wrote the speech." So then you're sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, but then today, the speechwriters are saying that they wrote the speech.
Great. So somebody plagiarized and somebody lying.
Now, this happens in politics a lot. People draw from other people's speeches. You have to think that over all the time we've been a union, that good things have been said,
right,
and people have wanted to,
same points come up.
Right.
Yep.
Same points come up, and people want to talk to those points again.
Yeah.
But this wasn't a political speech.
No.
This is a speech of a woman endorsing her husband, who's the politician.
Yeah.
Right? So, to me, this is the Kardashian side of politics. This is the side where people come out and say, oh, all the other political points, screw them. She plagiarized. We want to focus on this.
Well, it's kind of weird.
No, like I said, to me, it's entertainment. It's comedy for me. I look at it and this is funny stuff.
It is.
But then this goes to the larger problem of what our media has become, but I could spend a whole, everything's so sensational now. You can't focus on issues. It's, as my friend put today, who happens to be a Republican, and he was the one who was calling, so I wish he'd call back. Thank you. But he, I think let me find his words. I don't want to completely screw them up. He always swears I'm a liberal, complete liberal too. He doesn't know me that well.
Yeah, you're not a complete liberal.
He called it the gotcha liberal bias. That's what he called it. Again, the gotcha part I agree with, because that's what this is.
Okay.
Here's this woman who is Donald Trump's wife. She screwed up. Bam, let's focus on that. So, to me, like I said, it's comedy to me. It's funny. So what? Like, what's the big deal?
There's been a lot of weird things with his whole campaign.
Well, yes.
So I think this is just adding to the already craziness of the whole thing.
Well, yeah, he's said some pretty outrageous stuff, which I've discussed on the show, and I'm not going to go through it again. I've discussed it numerous times. But would this, if he were to become president, is this something that you would discredit her as the first lady for you?
If I were to vote for him, I don't know, maybe not.
Would it change your opinion at all if you were in line with his politics?
No, I don't think it would, because it would have been her opinion, supposedly.
Right.
But really, she's not running the country.
Exactly. So that's my point. Like I said, I posted some memes up a couple things this morning of her stealing speeches from other people. One of them I posted, she stole, was a line from Yoda from Star Wars. I posted that one. People have been posting a ton of things. Some people posting Biggie lyrics. It was all a dream.
That would have been awesome.
A friend of mine on Facebook, he posted. I saw this from him before. Oh, hold on. Okay. Caller, you're live.
Yeah, hi, it's Schadenfreude Radio.
Yes.
This is Doug Friedrich.
Hello, Doug. It's Eric and Karen. How are you?
Hello, Eric. I just wanted to talk a little bit about a few of your statements were a little bit provocative to me.
Okay.
I'll admit I am a Republican conservative. I know I'm in the minority to most media people and most people of your listening group. Okay. That's who I am. I'm a reasonable human being, and I just wanted to get into with you your statement that we need to fight ISIS with intelligence.
Yes.
Can you expound on what that actually means?
How do I put this? I'm not one who believes in boots on the ground for a war like this. And we've discussed this before, so I've told you how I feel about this. I am one who thinks that using spies, infiltrating, getting involved that way to try and break it down from the inside is the correct way to go. Now, I know you feel opposite, and that's fine. And if you want to, you can expound upon your feeling now because I spoke mine, so go ahead.
Well, what I feel is that I just look back on what we can learn from history and movements such as yours and such as this country. We are blessed to live in the United States where one side of our country is the Atlantic Ocean, one side of the country is the Pacific Ocean. We have relatively weak boundaries to our north. We have Canada, a weak country. We have a weak country to the south. Right. So we are pretty isolated here. In the 1930s, as the Nazis rampaged throughout Europe, there was calls that we need to do something. Country after country fell to the Axis powers of Germany and Italy.
Correct.
The United States did nothing. France fell. The United States did nothing. Richard Chamberlain, the Prime Minister of England, negotiated peace with Hitler,
Right.
saying that we're not going to fight. We'll just give you this. Just leave us alone. And it's what happened. This was an evil, aggressive country.
Right.
They bombed England every single day, and yet the United States remained isolated.
Right.
England was calling to help. We remained isolated.
Correct.
Almost the exact same situation is here today. There is an infiltration in Europe once again of an evil philosophy that's very
Correct.
similar to the Nazi philosophy. And we, like yourself, want to remain isolated. We don't want to confront evil with the only thing evil knows, it's power. And the more we remain isolated and appease this group of radical, fundamental purveyors of Islam, which is not what most Muslims feel Islam is, but these people have, they've taken over Islam and they've marauded through the Middle East, and now they're in Europe. And if we stand by and just watch, like you say, appease, try to get intelligence, it's not that easy for the United States to get intelligence accurate. And even if we did, what are we going to do about it?
First of all, I want to just address one thing. I don't think this is similar to Nazi Germany, for the simple fact that it's not a specific country that we can attack. Nazi Germany was Germany under Adolf Hitler. So that's the first thing I want to bring up. The second thing is, under my belief, they're already here. And what I mean by that is, if anyone in this country, like I said before, who has access to the internet could go on any of these sites and find out about ISIS, ISIL, whatever you want to call them, Al-Qaeda, get radicalized, and attack us at any point. So what are we going to do then? What do we do then? These are American citizens.
Yes, they're American citizens, but they are being spurned on by victory after victory. Most people, whether you're Muslim, American, Hindu, the human condition, we want to side with the winners in life. And ISIS is racking up win after win after win. The United States and Western civilization is getting hit left and right. We are looking like losers. This is spurring their philosophy of this great global confrontation of Western and against the Muslim apocalypse. This is what they want. But unfortunately, that they might actually get what they want by racking up win after win. If we don't confront, and history has shown over and over and over again, yes, it is different. This is not a centralized country like Germany or Japan, but it is a country that has a leadership council. It has a central headquarters in Raqqa, Syria. We know, we've done your point of it. We've racked up the intelligence. We've seen where they are located. We know who their leaders are. Right. My position and many positions in the Republican community is to put boots on the ground.
Right.
NATO countries have been attacked by the ISIS banner. France, a member of NATO, has been attacked 3 times now.
Yes.
Turkey, a member of NATO. NATO was established to protect Europe from Soviet aggression.
Right.
And as Donald Trump has pointed out many times, that whole thing is kind of changed because we're not really concerned as much about Soviet aggression as we are about radical Muslim fundamentalism and their attacks on the West. So what a lot of Republicans, including Donald Trump, has said that we should do, we should invoke Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which states an attack on one country is an attack on the other country. This was recommended by France to President Obama after the Bataclan attacks in November.
Right.
And Obama said he did not want to do this.
Right.
The United States is the head of NATO. So
Yes.
then there was the Belgium attack. Then there was the Turkey attack. Turkey is, I think, less than 50. Geometry, 100%. Turkey has a very NATO that have been. The Republicans stand on Trump's point
Doug, you're breaking up.
that we should invoke Article 5 of the NATO Convention, go into Syria as a NATO force, establish a safe zone in Raqqa, Syria, after we terminate their leadership and impose a striking defeat on ISIS. Then you establish
Doug.
100 to 200,000 Syrians have been killed in this massive civil war in Syria.
Right.
So
you broke up a little bit.
Wait, let me just finish my point.
Go
You
ahead.
establish a safe zone in Syria, then you don't even have to deal with the Syrian refugees because they're not going to be wanting to leave because we've now established a safe zone for them to stay. That's our stance as Republicans in this country.
Like we did in Afghanistan?
No, Afghanistan was totally different. The Afghanistans weren't as viciously cruel. Afghanistan was more like the Nazi Germany because there was an established Taliban leadership.
Yes.
But
But we weren't attacking the Taliban when we attacked Afghanistan. We were attacking Al Qaeda.
Right, Al Qaeda Al Qaeda was in the leadership in Iraq, and Taliban was their military arm. But it was Al Qaeda that was responsible for the attacks on the United States. And
So
once again, it shows that the United States only gets involved, it seems, when the attack really comes home, be it Pearl Harbor or 9/11. That's just the way this country is. There's nothing we can do about it except try to learn from history. That's where Republicans and Democrats really disagree in that whether we can continue to appease ISIS or actually go ahead and confront them with a military force.
Well, it's not total appeasement because we have been drone striking them certain targets. And I read an article the other day that said that ISIS is actually very wounded, and they are cornered. Now, do I know firsthand? Of course not. I'm not over there, and I'm not privy to any intelligence. But it hasn't been a total non-military focus. We have attacked them using drones. Now, that to me is better than sending troops because you're not going to have loss of life with a drone, at least American loss of life. So I don't know. I hear what you're saying, and I like I said to Karen before, there is a time where it should be, you do need boots on the ground at certain points. I'm not sure we're there yet, though. And like I said before, this is an ideology. It's like a snake. It kind of just seeps through the entire, it doesn't matter what country you're in. Anyone can be radicalized just by reading something. People get radicalized here. Christians get radicalized here. It has nothing to do with ISIS, nothing to do with Islam. So to me, the ideology is a snake, and you're never going to defeat that. That's never going to be beaten. So
we did a pretty good job, although in defeating Al Qaeda, they had an ideology very similar to ISIS. They were pretty much backed up against the wall and almost wiped out by the United States military aggression against them in Iraq. But then we kind of dropped the ball. So we're not talking about that.
I thought Iraq was mission accomplished, though. Wasn't that what we were told?
We were told that was a mistake. There's no doubt about it. See, this is why a lot of Democrats and liberals think, all Republicans are crazy.
No, I don't think you're crazy.
Going into Iraq was a mistake.
Right.
But we were there, okay? There's nothing we can do about it. We were there. It was a mistake based on faulty intelligence, by the way.
Correct.
That even the British thought there were weapons of mass destruction. We did. It was wrong. And by the way, Donald Trump did not want to go into Iraq.
You are correct.
On the record times for that.
You
should not have been in Iraq. But we were there. And American lives 3,000 to 4,000 American lives were lost securing cities in Iraq for the Iraqi people. And, this is a whole other conversation we can
Right.
get into.
Yes.
We left Iraq. We left a void. ISIS is notorious. They're not a strong military. They're like scavengers.
Right.
When the military clears out, they took over our military equipment and used that to recapture most of Iraq, just like they did in Libya. But that's a whole other story.
Correct.
But the point I want to make, drone strikes, Air Force precision strikes, every military expert will tell you need ground troops in to secure a region. You can drop shock and awe as much as you want, but unless you have military men on the ground going from possibly building to building in a very ugly situation, you're not going to secure a victory.
Well, yeah.
No. It's safer, and it's going to be less loss of life. The war is horrible. And I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're not going to do anything because it's not really hit home to us. It's still over there. It's still in Nice, Belgium, Turkey, Paris. But when it starts to hit home more and more here, God forbid another terrorist strike in the United States, at that point, I think the threshold shall be crossed where even you will say, okay, we need to do something. And we are here, right? We're in the bullseye. We're in New York City.
Yes.
We're in the bullseye.
Yes,
so,
it's already happened once. So yes. It's already happened once.
I know.
So, Doug, we're not as far apart on this as you think. I just don't think military action is the first course you need to go. And maybe that does make, you call it appeasement. I don't think it's appeasement. I'm not somebody who wants to go over there and give them things so they stop. That's what appeasement means. I'm not one of those people. But I do think that you win a war like this because, like I said, it's an ideology. You know what? People might say this is against our, freedom of speech rights, whatever, against the Constitution. Block those websites from being broadcast here. We shouldn't have to. People shouldn't have access to those kind of sites if that's what you want to do.
I agree with that, and the Republican stance on that is, first of all, you can't do it because of freedom of speech.
I know.
Unless Congress declares war on ISIS, and then you can make these kind of radical moves like that in light of securing the safety of the American people. Once there's a declaration of war. And Donald Trump said he would ask Congress, because the Constitution only allows Congress to put a declaration of war against the ISIS. And just doing that will set the record straight that we stand against ISIS. Right now we have a president that, for whatever reasons that I honestly can understand why he seems to always want to give the radical Muslims the benefit of the doubt. If you look at Barack Obama's history with his father, who was a Muslim, and that's fine. I would be very sympathetic to them too if my father, when I was a young boy, was a Muslim, because the overwhelming majority of Muslims around the world are peaceful. Everybody knows that. But that's not the problem. The overwhelming majority of Germans were peaceful. They just wanted to live their life. The overwhelming majority of the Japanese in World War II were peaceful. But yet it only took a small minority of Japanese to go in and rape 50,000 Chinese people. It just took a small minority of the German people to kill 6 million Jews.
Right.
So I'm not worried about the 99.9% of the Muslims that are very good around the world. I am very worried about the Muslims that have been radicalized, just like I was worried about the Germans that were radicalized against the Jews, or the Japanese that were radicalized and commit horrible
I don't think you were worried. I don't
against
think
the
you were
Chinese.
alive then. I don't think you were alive at that point, so I don't think you were worried.
Yes, that's true. That's true. But just from my historical research,
I understand.
I realized that.
I was just bringing a little levity. That's all. I was bringing a little levity to the topic.
Yeah,
no,
I always
don't
have levity in my conversations. I never take myself that seriously.
Right.
Some other people can go really off the rails,
Yes.
as you see on our Facebook conversations.
Yes,
off
we
the rails,
have.
crazy.
I don't don't agree with you that Obama is a sympathizer. I'll never agree that. I think he has a different idea of what works, and this was just what we're talking about now. He did get bin Laden. He has ordered drone strikes. He's increased troops in Afghanistan when most people want to say, and now he's leaving them there longer. So I don't think he's completely sympathetic. I hear that a lot from Republicans, and look, I can see how you might think that. I don't believe that to be the case. Again, you're entitled. We're not going to change each other's minds. You're going to believe what you want to believe. But I every time I hear that, I from what he's done, I can't say he's a sympathizer. You're right. He has a Muslim name. His father was Muslim. All that stuff is true. But these are evil people. And don't tell me, I hate this argument, well, he doesn't say radical Islamic terrorism. You don't need to say that. Okay? That doesn't need to be said. We know who the enemy is. You know it. I know it.
You need to call out the enemy. You need to.
I think we lost you,
American
buddy.
people that we stand against this philosophy.
No, I agree
You're
with
not
that.
going to mention the philosophy. It's almost like you don't want to even. It gives the optics to the Republican people and the people that are backing Trump. It gives the optics that he can't even admit who the enemy is. I understand he said, "Oh, magically saying the word will make it disappear," but it is important to many people in this country. In fact, there were, in the last two elections, 48 million people that did not vote Democratic. So millions of your fellow Americans want to hear him call out our enemy, who our enemy is.
Okay.
Simple as that. That's how. I'm just trying to present to you how the other side feels. And it seems on social media,
Right.
I seem to be the only one. I should be on Trump's payroll for my support of him, But I don't want the credit. I just want to just be as fair as I'm possible.
I understand.
People ridicule the Republicans. They ridicule Trump left and right. It's crazy, and I just want to stand up for him and the Republicans that are not all that crazy.
He makes it easy, man. But the stuff he says, come on.
He sure does.
Right. I mean, if he wasn't so crazy with the things he said, people wouldn't feel this way about him. Even if he felt that way, I don't think people would feel this way about him. But he does. He's brash, which being a New Yorker, and you're a New Yorker, and we appreciate that in people. But I don't think it's the best course of action when you're trying to be the leader of a nation, especially our nation. Doug, I gotta let you go, but thanks again for calling. We could pick this up whenever you want. Thanks again for calling in, man. Did I lose you? I think I did. I did. Well, that's my boy Doug. We get into it a lot on Facebook. He's a really good guy. I appreciate his call again, Doug. Anytime you want to talk about this, I'm always a level ear usually, even though we disagree. But like I said on Facebook many times, just because I disagree with you, it doesn't mean I love you any less. I love all my friends, different points of view. That's what makes us great. That's what makes this country great. So Karen, you were quiet during that whole exchange.
That was a lot of stuff to process.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's a doctor, very smart guy. So yeah, good dude. Again, Doug, thanks for calling. So where was I? Oh. So yeah, we were on the plagiarism topic with Donald Trump's wife, but that's been beat to death. So I don't need to continue with that anymore. It is official now, though. Donald Trump is the Republican nominee for president. Love him or hate him, the guy is, like I was just saying, the guy is entertaining. I give him that.
Definitely is.
Very entertaining guy. I always say this every time I talk about politics here, but I am really interested to see how the next few months unfold. Hillary, who I don't love either. I don't want anyone out there thinking that I love her. I don't. I have plenty of issues with her as well. But she's the devil I know. That's how I explain it to people. She's the devil I know. So, which might be bad. I don't know yet.
I feel like they're both bad choices.
Right.
So either way we go, we're going to be in trouble.
We can vote for Gary Johnson, a libertarian. You could go that way.
That's funny.
They're just Republicans who like drugs.
My brother told me that the other day. He was thinking about, was it him?
Yeah, it's probably him.
Yeah, but
And then there's Jill Stein. Is L.A. Is that the Green Party? Do you know Jill Stein? You don't know? I think that's who she is. She's the Green Party, going to be the Green Party representative,
Never even
which
heard of her.
would be up your alley, Miss
It would.
Environmental Woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the other. Those are the two other choices that we have. But
Yeah.
I don't know if you
Be
vote
honest,
for right.
yeah.
It's gonna be kind of. It's
You're
kind of
the
like a
one and
Perot
two.
thing
Yep.
would be, like how Perot kind of injected himself into. Yeah, it would kind of be like that.
Yeah.
And this is I've said this a couple times on the show. I don't even know if I'm voting this year, which is
You have to vote.
terrible.
Don't say that.
But right,
Nope.
it's
Everybody
terrible
needs
to
to
say.
vote.
No, normally I agree. But
It's all right. You need to go out and vote.
well, we'll
There
see
are
how I feel.
Other
On,
parties
You
running.
know, I told you before.
you did.
I vote every year. I vote for my local elections, and then I vote for president because to me those are important. My
Right.
local politics and the national politics. But I'm not a Hillary fan. I'll
Right.
admit it.
I know.
Really
Yes,
can't stand
we've
the
discussed.
woman.
Yes.
But at the same token, I like Donald Trump when he first came out, and then he just kept saying something,
Doesn't
and I
stop
was just
talking.
like, man, why? Why did you have to say that?
Right.
And now I'm at the point where I can't vote for either one because I would feel personally responsible.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm just like, I'm at the point where you know what? I'm just going to sit this one out. I'm sorry. 60% of all Americans feel that
I know.
neither one of
Neither's
them
a
Yeah.
good- yeah.
really represents
Yeah.
us. And I'm going to sit this one out. I hate to
It
say
is tough. It is tough. This is the first time. I mean, I've ever felt this way in an
Yeah,
election.
Me too.
So
Yeah.
I can't remember a time where I've been this like you know.
I hear you.
You guys still need to go vote. There are other elections. Other
Well, yes,
people up
yes.
for election.
Yes, that's true. The
Even
local
if you
local
don't
stuff
vote.
I will
Yeah.
vote for. I'm just not sure about president. That's
Well,
and
as long
that's
as you think about it and
I definitely will.
yeah.
I'll definitely think about it before I get there. Before we get to election day, which Karen will probably be working. So
Yes.
right.
Yay.
So that's awesome. So outside of politics and stuff, the craze going on right now, I can't believe how big this thing is. And I don't think Nintendo thought it would be this big. Pokemon Go.
It's
What
crazy.
the hell are we doing?
I don't know. It's kind of like a cult, I feel. A little bit. I don't know.
LA, do you play?
I don't even know what Pokemon is. I've never been into comic books
Right.
and video games.
Right.
I just never,
Well,
I don't know.
Pokemon was big. The 90s? Was it big with the cards?
I think
Yeah,
so.
I think
That's
Right?
so.
It was in the 90s?
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Early
never.
Right.
never got
Everyone
it.
knows
Yeah.
Pikachu. Like that's the one most people would know if
Everybody
you
knows.
pointed him out. He's the most popular one because of the cartoon, from what I'm told. Even though I don't remember that, it was a little bit after
were
our.
too old
Yeah,
for
we
that.
were a little too old.
Yeah.
But I remember my nephew's playing it. My nephew Christopher. I remember him playing with having Pokemon cards and playing Pokemon. But now they've digitalized it to the point where, and they make you go look for these things.
Well,
And it's
people are
real
getting
time.
exercise, so it's good.
Right, it's getting exercise. It's bringing people together. Hey, maybe we should organize a police Pokemon
See,
with
there
the
you go.
community, and
That's perfect.
that would work. No, but this thing is crazy. This phenomenon, I don't remember anything. Like everyone's like, "Oh, the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge," but that was different.
Oh, that's different.
That's isolated.
Yeah.
You're standing, you're dumping water, ice water over your head.
right. That's just a video on Facebook.
Right.
And
This? Did you posted the video, I think, of the Central Park?
oh yes,
Yeah.
there have been accidents, multi-vehicle accidents on highways.
Yes.
People have walked off of cliffs, from what I understand.
This little girl got hit by a car.
Th-
Someone found a
All for
body.
video game.
Yeah, someone found a dead body. I mean, is this the height of our ignorance? Is this like the height of human idiocy? Are we there now?
I
I didn't
maybe.
think we could surpass it, but apparently we have.
I don't even know what to say about it.
And me and your brother got into it the other day,
My
and I was
brother-
just trolling him.
My brother is watching, and please don't kill us. But
Yes.
my brother is playing Pokemon.
Is he right now?
Oh, I don't know. He's
Eddie,
at work
you need
right
to
now.
call.
He shouldn't be. He's at work right now.
Oh, Ed, you should call in just because we need to discuss this again. But yeah, he posted on how if, people do certain other crazy things, they're really not in a position to judge people who play Pokemon. And I was just like, I was trolling him at the time. And then every time I hear something crazy that happens, I always post it on his page. Like, can I comment now?
I do the same thing. Don't worry.
But you know what? I know a couple of people, my friend at work, Inder, who you know, he plays. I know he's playing. And Anna Louise, who works with me too, yesterday she's like, I'm intrigued. And then I think she downloaded it and started playing.
See, I know my personality, and if I were to download it, that would probably be all I did. There would be no baking. There would be nothing. Sleeping.
No, we can't
laundry.
have that. We can't have the no baking. That needs to continue. We need to have that continue. So yeah, but really, can you think of anything in our lifetime that's been like this?
This crazy over a video game or
well, not over a video game, just over something.
anything. Yeah,
Something that makes people completely zombified, because that's what it does. If you're looking with your phone and you're not looking up and seeing stuff, you're bumping into people, walking into the street.
No, I can't.
Me neither. I can't think of anything. This is like, remember Ring Levio, that game where you were a kid and you would go play in your neighborhood and hide in people's yards and hide up in trees and people would have to find you. And you never, it's kind of like tag, but you can never get caught. If you do get caught, and then there's a safe zone. You don't remember that game?
Oh my God, we didn't call it that. What the heck did we call it?
A manhunt? Kind of like manhunt?
We played manhunt.
Right. Okay, so this is, to me, this is like that. Yeah. Except in manhunt, you're not searching for stuff that's not real.
Right. And creating chaos everywhere.
It's insane. I cannot believe.
But you know what? There are companies now who are asking to be put onto the Pokemon game as a Pokestop because it's bringing in business.
Yes. See? Maybe that's who the candidate should invoke. Pokemon. I promise to put Pokemon in every business.
Promise to have Wi-Fi everywhere so you could play Pokemon everywhere.
Wait, wow, maybe there is something to this. I might change my mind. I don't know. No, I won't change my mind. I'm kidding. I would never. I couldn't play it for the simple fact that I think it's ridiculous.
But you are a video game fan.
I am a video game fan. I tend to play mostly sports video games and then Batman or Star Wars. Caller, you're live.
Hi, Eric. It's Renee.
What's up, Renee?
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm all right. I'm just calling to say I'm upset I wasn't there tonight.
Yeah, what's up with that,
I
Renee?
told you to come.
Eric told
all
me you
the
asked.
treats. I see people getting treats. Treats being passed out, and I'm not there.
Why didn't you come down? You should have.
You see, I was told late, Karen.
Oh, Eric.
Because what else were you doing tonight?
Not cool.
Exactly.
Well, anyway, guys, great show. I mean,
Thank you.
I don't want to get into the politics. I'm not a military strategist or anything, so that part I won't touch on. I don't have any comments on that. With regards to... What's her name? What's Trump's wife's name?
Melania,
right.
Yes.
Everybody's talking
what happened?
about how, well, not everybody. You know, the Republicans are upset that people are focusing on that. And they don't remember that time they focused on Obama's khaki-colored suit for a long time.
Right.
So if this is trivial, I mean, come on. They did the same thing. You know, it's what they do. It's politics.
It's politics.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. Yeah.
It is
But
what
the crazy thing is, like I said today, she's not a politician.
It doesn't matter.
No, but they're upset.
Wife.
They're saying, why is the media focusing on this? It's worse than when Obama wore a khaki-colored suit, and it was the biggest thing on Fox News. People were up in arms. People were upset. It was the worst thing in the world.
Right.
A different colored suit.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So don't come and play like, oh, we're all serious. We're all about business. We don't focus on trivial things. You do. You know what I mean?
Well, no, yeah, right. It happens all. It does. It happens all the time. It does. Yes. Both parties do this.
And onto the Pokemon Go, you know, this is just, I don't know. I don't know if we'd say it's further dumbing down of the society.
Right.
I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, the Kim Kardashian phase is probably worn off. They're not focusing on that anymore to keep people stupid. So now it's all about Pokemon Go.
Right.
So I guess you're not playing, Renee.
No, I'm not.
I don't know.
No, she's
No,
not.
I'm not playing.
Me and you aren't. I know that. Cannon said she was today, though. That was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, she said she was.
But anyway, guys, great show. And now, Karen, please save some treats for me.
I absolutely will. We have to hang
Okay.
out. I'll make sure to make something for you.
All right.
All right, thanks, Renee.
Bye.
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 Bye-bye. Thank you, Renee, again, for calling in.
You're
Wow.
so mean.
See, you're bringing people in. No,
See?
no one ever calls me. This is great.
They like me.
I know, they do. You're going to have to come back now. Every week, be my co-host.
No, you just want food.
Well, that's fine, too. That's a plus as well. So, yeah, the other pop culture news I wanted to talk about, and I wanted to talk about this specifically because I hate one of the people in it, and LA hates the other one in it.
Yeah.
So this would be the perfect time to bring it up.
And this is a topic you always come back to on here.
It really is. And Renee, she's probably going to call back and say, Eric, stop. You say you don't like this person, and then you keep talking about them.
And she just said everybody was done with the Kardashians. So
I know. Well, they can't, we can't get away from the Kardashians no matter what we do. Even if we can't stand them, they always seem to come back. So, Taylor Swift and Kanye West Part 2. Now, remember I want to say about maybe it was a month and a half ago, Kanye released that song Famous. And the video was everyone talked about because he was in bed with all those celebrities and people were like, are they real? Are they fake? Whatever. So there is a line in the song where Kanye was talking about having sex with Taylor Swift, and he said they'd probably still have sex, and he made that bitch famous.
wait,
So
he said he was having sex with
no,
her?
he said that they would probably still have sex,
Oh,
and then
got it.
that he said he made her famous, but he said I made that bitch famous, right?
Nice. Yeah.
So I remember when the song first came out, and Kanye was like, "Oh, she knows about it, blah blah blah," and Taylor Swift is like, "No, I didn't," and I don't. Why are you saying I knew about it? I didn't approve. I never gave you the authority to put that line. So Kanye's wife, who we all know as Kim Kardashian, okay, she posted a video up of their conversation, of Kanye speaking to Taylor Swift on the phone. And in the video, he does ask her about the line that they had sex, but he never mentioned that bitch famous part of it. I've watched the video. I'm sure you've LA's watched the video. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't actually.
But yes, so he never mentions that part. So Kim Kardashian posted this saying, well, look, ha ha ha, he's telling the truth. He was telling the truth. Taylor Swift didn't know about it. So he posted that, and like I said, he does say 2 lines to her, but he never mentions the line with that bitch in it. So Taylor Swift went to Instagram. She says she never knew about that line, and you can't predict someone's response when you're being called that to the whole world. She said she wanted to like the song, get along with Kanye, but he lied to her about it.
Okay.
So these two, I don't know. I don't know. Ever since he jumped on stage,
Soap
these two
opera.
have been, it's been like this crazy deal with these two. But to me, he looks stupid. Like he looks stupid now because he's saying she put this out there to kind of clear him.
Yeah.
And it just makes them look more stupid.
It does because
that
It
that
wasn't
one
what
part of
happened.
it is a big part of the line.
And he says it twice.
Yeah.
He clearly did not tell her
No.
about that line. You know what
No.
I'm saying? So he probably called her up. Can I put in? I still
Right.
We may still have sex.
Right.
So she's trying to do the right thing. Yeah, go ahead. And then all of a sudden after that, I made that bitch famous. I made that bitch famous.
Right.
I'd be pissed off too.
Right.
And then if that's the case and it was cleared over the phone, then why aren't we hearing that part of the phone conversation? So it's clear to me that he never told her about that
No, he never
part.
did.
And I don't blame her. I'm not a big fan of hers.
I'm not
quite
either,
honestly.
as you know.
I think I heard one song of hers that I even, I really don't follow her.
Right.
But you gotta be on her side on this because I would never approve a song if somebody said, "Oh, I'm going to call you,
Right.
a dick. I made that dick famous twice." Excuse my language. I didn't mean to
No,
do
go
that on
ahead.
the
You're
show.
good.
But you know what I'm
fine.
saying? Like I would be a little upset too if somebody called me, "Hey, I want to put this line in your song," and I say, "Okay, go ahead, do it." And all of a sudden I hear that,
And it's
twice
not
after
what
that,
you
I'd
agreed
be
to.
Pissed off too.
Right.
So
it's not what you agreed
I
to.
kind of understand where she's coming
Yeah,
from.
that's the most inflammatory part of the line. Like saying you have sex with someone, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
But calling someone a bitch, especially someone as popular as her and as famous as her worldwide, and
And he really thinks he made her famous? Excuse me, she was accepting a Grammy Award.
Right.
So before he even jumped on that stage, she was famous.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, he's really delirious, that guy.
She's one of the most famous acts on the planet. Like, I don't like her, and I'm not a fan of her music.
I feel the same way.
But I'm not going to deny that people love this girl.
Yeah.
They love this lady, and she seems like a fine person. I don't know her personally. I feel she seems to be terrible in relationships, but other than that,
She's young still.
she's dating Tom Hiddleston now,
Yeah.
Loki.
I hear they're
Yeah.
getting married.
Oh, are they?
That's what I saw.
Uh-oh. I didn't know
Supposedly there's
this.
a ring
Do
already.
tell.
I don't know. I saw it. I was online at the supermarket the other day.
Us
In some
Weekly
magazine, I
people?
don't know.
One of those? Always, right?
Yeah.
So Taylor Swift apparently has threatened legal action because it is illegal to record phone calls without someone's permission in the state of California. So she is threatening legal action. Nothing has been decided yet with this. So, of course, with these two, it's going to continue.
Forever.
We are definitely going to continue to hear about this. So, yeah, I don't know. All I know is that I'm really done. I promise this time I will not bring her up again. Okay, that's not true.
I was
That's
going to say, don't make promises you can't
yeah,
keep
I'm
there.
going to bring her up again. I'm not even going to lie about it.
And Kanye. And
Yeah, I'll
Kim.
definitely bring up
Yeah.
those guys. So Karen,
Yes, sir.
being an Islanders fan,
Oh, God.
and LA is also an Islanders fan.
Are you?
So we can actually discuss a little bit of this. What have you thought of their summer so far?
I'm really, really upset Matt Martin is gone.
LA and I discussed this last time. He's also upset
Not happy
that
with
Matt
that.
Martin's gone. What do you think about the lad signing? Did you like the lad signing?
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Right? Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. They lost all three of the guys.
I was going to say, I kind of was, I don't want to say I was okay with the Poso going, but
Nielsen
I don't know.
and
He was very
Martin.
streaky. Nielsen apparently didn't want to stay.
Right,
He
they
was
offered him-
offered the same amount of money.
I heard it was more. I heard they offered
wanted
him
off
more.
of the island, apparently. Or the island. They're not even on the island anymore.
Well, they are
Well,
technically.
yes.
Brooklyn is technically on Long Island.
Yes, you're correct.
It's not governed by Long Island. It's governed by the city, but
You know. Yes.
it is. So yeah, you know what? They still don't have a top flight scorer to put next to Tavares, and
No.
that to me was what I
That's
wanted out
what
of
they
this
need.
summer.
Mhm.
Now I think I read today that they were in talks of possibly getting Kucherov from Tampa,
I heard that.
right?
There was some cap stuff going
Right,
on.
because
and yeah.
they have to pay Tyler Johnson and somebody else. I forget who else. His name escapes me right now. So there was talk about them possibly doing that. I don't know what it would take to get him, but that would be a move I would be like, yes.
They supposedly they were going to swap Strome for him. I don't know.
That's it?
I don't know. There must be more.
There has to be more. He's better than Strome.
Absolutely. I'm not sure.
Right.
Well,
He probably, yeah. Well, he had a good year 2 years ago, and then last year he kind of,
Not so much.
yeah, not so much. but hockey's coming. It's right around the corner.
I'm kind of excited. I hate it that it's the end of the summer,
Right.
but it's the thing I look forward to for the winter.
Right. Yeah, no, and the Rangers still suck. They made a trade today, though. I forget who it was
I
for.
was going to say.
I did hear that. I wish your brother would call now to tell me because
They
knows all this.
traded
know.
Brassard
That's right.
for I forget the name, a young kid from Ottawa, which it was a good trade because
Right.
you got a young guy. They were about the same in points, but
Yes.
I mean, you know what's going to happen. See, the Rangers don't hold on to their youth. That's the problem. They always get rid of they go into the playoffs and they get rid of all their youth. They have
Right.
no youth, and you're never going to, they just want to win. They never have any first round picks.
Right.
And they trade their youth away. And
They
that's
have no
just the
plan
way it
for the
is over
future.
and over.
Yeah.
And
Well,
you
no-
got to
well-
give the Islanders credit because they have some of the best kids in the league.
Well, when you suck for that long, you get high draft picks.
Yeah,
You
well,
should have,
listen,
you should have good.
well, Chicago,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh. That's how
Right.
you play the game.
Yes.
You know, you
Yes.
have to suck. But I just want to say one thing, and then you can comment on it. I don't know if you read the article about the new owner,
Ledecky, right.
Ledecky and Malcolm, but I was really impressed with what that guy had to say.
Yes.
And it's about time that we have an owner that really, really seems to care. So
Yes.
I'm excited. I
No,
really am.
definitely. He was very forceful in what he said. He said there's no limit to what they'll spend to make the team a winner, which is what most owners say. But I really believe this guy.
Yeah.
He also said that he doesn't want John Tavares to even see free agency,
Yep.
which is another thing that we need to secure because he's one of the top 5 players in the sport overall. He also, and Karen and I were talking about this the other day, he got a Hallmark Christmas ornament now. When was the last time an Islander got
So
that kind of
excited, I know.
recognition?
Uh,
Right?
probably back in the 80s. I
Probably.
would imagine.
I don't even know if Hallmark did that back then,
I don't-
but like they're starting to get a little bit of national attention again, which is good. And you have a new owner coming in. You have an infusion of cash. Hopefully, it yields results. Hopefully, when you talk about Gar Snow, I'm kind of on him. I think he's done some good things. I think he handled the way that they were kind of strapped. I think he handled that well. I don't love all his draft picks. Calvin DeHaan's one of them. I'm still hoping DeHaan gets better, but by now I thought we'd be seeing a little bit more from him. But overall, they're headed in the right direction.
They are.
And that's for me and for you, obviously. And, we've been suffering for a long time.
Too long.
Yeah, way too long. But, I mean, they're in the playoffs now every year, it seems. And, that's the first step. We won a playoff round. So,
I know.
yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
So, yeah, hopefully. We were spoiled so young. That's why,
I know.
To
have the Coliseum so close, too.
For you, yes.
Yeah.
That was right up the block.
It's awesome.
It was. And then they win 4 in a row when we're young. So we're like, oh, this is going to be forever. They're going to be good forever. But when you're little, you think those things. And then you realize, life doesn't work that way.
No.
So, yeah. But definitely, as Islander fans, I'm looking forward to the future and hoping.
Wait for the season.
Yeah, me either. I'm looking forward to this. Of course, for me with the Knicks, too. You're not a Knicks fan, but they've made a lot of moves this summer, and I'm excited for them. I'm excited for that as well. And, of course, football's coming.
Yes. I'm excited about that, too.
I don't want to talk about Ryan Fitzpatrick anymore.
Oh,
I'm to the point now you either do it, get the contract signed, or just move on.
Right.
I'm done.
He's just playing
He's
around
not that
now.
great.
No.
He had a good year last year, woefully inconsistent. That's why he's been on 6 teams throughout his career. I'm kind of done with him. So, Jets are coming, and the Yankees I don't know what they're doing.
I don't know. They're kind of just hanging out there.
They are.
Yeah.
They are. Do you think they should try and make a move for the playoffs, or do you think they should start getting rid of trading their players and looking forward to the future?
I think at this point they're going to have to start trading players.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
I think they should be sellers.
I don't think they're there yet.
No, I don't. Well, they're old.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah.
always a problem.
Yeah, you have A-Rod and Teixeira who are old and always breaking down and hurt. And I mean, they have some good young players. Getting Castro was good. Gregorius is pretty good. That Ellsbury contract, though, kills me. It kills me. He's a good player, but he's just not worth that.
How much was it? I don't
I
even
forget,
remember.
but it was like 7 years. That's what bothered me. It was like 6 or 7 years, I think.
He's not that young, is he?
No, he wasn't. That's the problem. That was the problem with that signing for me. But yeah, the one thing I will say about them is Tanaka has been great even with the having to change the way he pitches because of the elbow. He's been tremendous.
He has.
Yeah, that's been a plus. And of course, their bullpen. They have Miller, Betances, and Chapman, and that's.
They need to hit some balls, though.
Yeah, when you have to get there to use them. Yes, you're right. You have to get there to use them. So we're coming towards the end. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for bringing your baked goods. We're going to
You're
continue to look
welcome.
out for you.
Absolutely.
Definitely give out your social media stuff again to
Oh,
the
gosh.
fans
Have to.
out there in the world.
I'm going to spell out my name and
Go
my
ahead.
Facebook. So it's Karen's Confections. It's CARINS CONFECTIONS @gmail.com.
Right.
And I'm on Facebook as Karen's Creation. What am I doing?
Creative.
Karen's Creative Creations.
Yes. So there we go. So again, Karen, thank you for coming. Hopefully you come back again sometime. I told you
like
this.
That
I told you this wasn't going to be so bad.
It wasn't that bad.
You were
I
so
don't know.
nervous.
I have to go
and-
home and watch it. And see.
Nah, you were good. I can tell you right now, you were good. But yeah, once again, everyone stay tuned for Alvin After Dark. Alvin is in here. I saw him, I think, somewhere in the building. And I'm not sure what his topic is tonight, but usually it's provocative and controversial and some kind of love going on. He might talk about white parties. He's been talking about that a lot on Facebook, so he might throw that out there. Again, stay tuned for Alvin After Dark. Shout out to Alvin. Alvin After Dark. I am Eric Holzman. Ms. Karen Leonard, thank you for joining me. This is Schadenfreude Radio. Good night.